one, and we should be on according to this tool here. But
Awesome.
and thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know we had some kind of a stumbling block here to get started this morning, but it's Monday. We're here, and I'm super excited to hear.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting. I'm just drinking my coffee, getting ourselves together.
Yeah. So you're a YouTuber, and you're killing it. And I want to know everything that you're doing. And I'm sure a lot of people want to know how you got started, why you got started, and then what you've done thus far, specifically in the YouTube vlogging space. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so I got started years and years ago, and I feel like, I mean, it's years and years. YouTube hasn't been around that long, but when I got started, I was kind of, it was a hobby, right? So I tell people, like, YouTube was a hobby that kind of turned into my full-time hustle, if you will. Right. The space of YouTube was completely different back then. So there weren't a lot of people utilizing it. People thought that it was kind of just a social media platform where you posted really cute videos about your cat, you know, or your kids. And then there were these lifestyle vloggers that were popping up. And so that's what I did is I got on YouTube. Really, I started because in my real life, people would ask me kind of the same questions about lifestyle things, hair products, you know, health, whatever I was doing in my life, everyone wanted to know. So I was like, well, let me make videos so that, you know, I can just do it one time and then people will stop asking. But my platform grew on YouTube. And
now, what were you doing back then?
What was I?
Yeah.
I was just vlogging about lifestyle things, like things that I like.
I'm just going to vlog?
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to talk about me. That's really what it was. And I did that for a few years, and my channel was growing. And it came to a point where I actually almost quit YouTube because I realized that the ROI, like once you get to a certain level in YouTube and you start to have a certain following, people kind of expect, like they expect you to produce content and they expect a certain quality, you know, and I wasn't seeing like a good ROI for what I was doing. I was spending, it was like a full-time job, but I was still working a full-time job at the same time. And so it was like, okay, I can't work a full-time job and have YouTube as a full-time job. So I almost quit until it kind of clicked for me. I don't know why it didn't click earlier, but there was a way to actually, you know, use YouTube and build up my brand in a different way and like go in a different direction. So I wasn't just talking about myself, but I was using it as a form of education to bring people into, you know, my tribe, grow a business, a full-on business, and not just me talking about myself.
Now, did you know what your brand wanted to be, or what you wanted your brand to be back then? When
I did.
Okay.
And it was a natural transition because, again, I was doing this in real life. People that I knew in real life, they were already asking me these questions. They were like, okay, well, you have, you know, thousands and thousands of followers on YouTube. How did you do it? Right. So that's what they started asking me in real life. And so I was like, oh, well, if that's all people want to know about, I can tell them how to do that. Like, and that's how, you know, my business, I guess, started is helping people kind of brand themselves really in the online space, but particularly with video, because that's what everybody wanted to know about. And so I just created, that was my flagship course was based on just video, how to make good videos. And I did that. And then I started loving YouTube again. Then I was like, okay, now I'm seeing how this is working. It's not just me producing content, you know, throwing it up there and hoping someone finds it. It's now like a part of my sales funnel.
Got it. So like how other people would do code calling, door knocking, you were doing videos, but then the videos drew them into the service and the product.
Exactly. And the reason, and it's really interesting because small businesses, entrepreneurs, it's so foreign to them, this concept. And so when I feel like when I jumped into the online space, even now today, I think they're like that I know of personally that are doing well in this space. There are maybe 4 of us like that actually talk about this. In terms of YouTube and like how to do it, doing it well, there's just not a lot. It's because it's like this mystery. Like people will talk, there's a lot of people who are social media managers will talk about Instagram. They'll talk about Facebook marketing. You know, they'll talk about Twitter, even LinkedIn. Not a lot of people will talk about YouTube. And that's because, it's like this foreign land that not a lot, that is really intimidating for people to jump into. And people will try it, but then they won't see success right away. And so they'll quit. Right. And so I tell people like, don't don't skip it. Like it's really important in your business, and you can use it to your advantage. You don't have to be a full-time YouTuber to use it. You can just, make strategic videos and have it be a part of your funnel.
Yeah. So how do people make money with the videos and the YouTube? Like how would the let's say, I guess you can answer how to monetize it, or how does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So traditionally, here's what's interesting about YouTube. When I first started, everyone that started YouTube could not monetize their channel or monetize their videos. You had to get to like a certain level to become YouTube partner.
So
and then
subscribers or viewers or
both subscribers and viewers. And then YouTube would personally send out an invitation. Hey, we're going to invite you to be a YouTube partner, right? And then you were able to use Google AdSense on your videos.
Right.
Now, and then they changed the platform to everyone was able to use Google AdSense on their videos. As long as you had a Google AdSense account and you were making content, you can monetize your videos. They are reverting back. This is new information that just came out a couple of weeks ago. Google said and YouTube said, we're not doing that anymore. Now you cannot use Google AdSense unless you have 10,000 views on your channel. This is completely new. It's not even something that I've talked about a lot either. So that's not even an option for some people to have. You need to have, right, 10,000 views before you can even start monetizing. So that's one way, Google AdSense, which we know they're limiting, because what was happening is it was just getting so saturated with videos that didn't make sense, or videos that were, you know what I mean? Like everyone was producing videos. I mean, and you're not making a lot of money with Google AdSense. We're talking pennies on the dollar here. But people would think, oh, I'll just make videos and I can, have a full-time job on YouTube. That's not going to work. The second way that you can monetize your channel is through affiliate links, and a lot of people do that. Third is they can use it as part of their business, right? So they can use it as part of their funnel, which is what I was able to do. Oh, sorry. You can also have brand sponsorships, which is what I did in the beginning. When I first started YouTube and started growing my channel and growing my brand, I was working with big name, industries, L'Oreal, Herbal Essences, Cosmopolitan Magazine. And I realized, well, they get it. Why can't small businesses and entrepreneurs understand the same concept that these big corporations are doing? So,
how do you work with them?
Well, they will reach out. So what'll happen is they realize, first of all, that video is extremely powerful and that online influencers have a lot of clout in the industry. And it's just the visibility effect. So if I'm holding, for example, this chapstick, it's going to appeal to a customer more if a real person like me talks about this chapstick, as opposed to just putting it on the shelf or even getting a celebrity to talk about it, because there's a disconnect between a celebrity and like a real person like myself who's talking about this chapstick.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's how, and so brands would reach out and say, hey, we have this new shampoo. We have this new luggage set. We have this new, whatever desk. Like, do you want to try it? If you like it, you make a video on it, we pay you. And that's how that works. So I still do that from time to time now. It's not the bulk of it. It's not even a little portion of my income, honestly, because of the way that I've been able to monetize my channel based on my business. So for small businesses and entrepreneurs, the way they do it is producing content that their people want to see, and then really funneling them into their email list. Yeah. That's where the magic kind of happens. For me, people will watch, and I get this all the time. As a matter of fact, somebody messaged me the other day and said, I've stalked you for like weeks. And when they say stalking, it's because they can watch all of my free content. All of my content is free. Like on YouTube, it's free. So you can watch all of my free content before ever, signing up to work with me. By the time they get to me, like actually talking to me, they're ready to buy something, because they've already, I've already established myself as an expert or whatever the case is. So that's why YouTube is powerful.
They feel like they know you already.
Yeah, and some people will say that. They'll be like, I feel like you're my best friend in my head. Like, because of all the free content that's already out there. And so I always, recommend small businesses and entrepreneurs to use the free platforms that are available, because you're able to establish yourself as an expert when there's all of this free content for your people to see. Yeah,
that's interesting. So how would you advise, let's say a painter, a local painter, painting company, how would you advise them to use YouTube?
Yeah, so what I would say, first of all, there's magic there, because that people are going to Google. Let's say you live in Detroit, right? So you're looking for a painter in Detroit. Someone's going to go to Google and type in painter, Detroit, Michigan.
Yep.
And if you have a YouTube video that talks about your services, that has some client testimonials perhaps, or some examples that can, YouTube and Google want to promote video. It's what they want to show people, video, because video converts better. And it also makes them more money than just like a random website of like paintersindetroit.com. Right. So if you can create that content and make yourself Googleable, then automatically people are going to find you a lot more, because Google will bump you up on those search engines to the first page, which is, you know, highly profitable real estate in the online world.
Right.
So that's what I would say. So
just throw up a video on YouTube and then drive traffic to it, or will like Google kind of do its own thing with it?
Both. So you can do it both ways, and it's not, you know, there's strategy to it. Obviously, we're not just throwing up videos. It's making sure that the keywords are right. It's making sure that your targets are right, that how you do the description, how you do the title, all that stuff matters. But once it's there, and and this is what I tell people all the time, the first 24 hours of any video is absolutely critical, because on YouTube, because they want to know that people are watching your stuff. So let's say Painter John in Detroit makes a video about his services. He posts it up on YouTube. He has everything right, like Painters in Detroit, whatever. He has all the keywords ready. That first 24 hours, he wants to send that to his email list for them to watch it. He wants to put it on his social media for them to watch it, because now Google and YouTube are saying, oh, okay, people are interested in this content, and they will know better how to promote you with that first 24 hours, because your algorithm bumps it up. In any search engine, if you just focus on the first 24 hours.
So after that, then it's just gonna start putting you through its algorithm, start showing you through relevant searches, etc. Like, you know, I didn't know that's a good approach, 24 hours.
Yeah. So you're marketing for a YouTube video, it's the first 24 hours.
How would you bridge the gap between the influencer, because that's its own niche, right?
Yep.
And that can work really well. So taking that influencer model on the video, the whole process, and then adapting that to the doctor's office, the local business. Do you recommend they position themselves as an influencer using that same model, or do you just recommend, hey, show like about your business and process?
Yeah, I would recommend just showing about their business and their processes. That they can, like, there are some who've been able to make the transition. A doctor's office, like, they can make YouTube videos that are really informative. So then people who cater to doctor's offices, let's say they sell medical supplies or whatever, they'll start to send them products to be able to test and stuff. So they can become influencers, that there's no hindrance. But if they're using it in terms of finding local business, into like getting money in their door, then really highlighting their services, highlighting their products, highlighting what they do, that will automatically make them an influencer, if not in the online space, at least in their specific small market, like whatever town they're in. And it can always just grow from there.
That's good. That's actually good insight. I didn't see it that way, where they can actually be an influencer with products, but then also if you highlight your services, that's good. Wow. So you've graduated from the influencer space to doing your business. What is your business model?
Yeah, so my business model, I mean, I'm an online entrepreneur, and I help other online entrepreneurs and small businesses use the power of video to build platform for themselves. Because I always say, it's really interesting to me, because I got really angry with YouTube when I realized that this would work. Like, I was like, I don't know why no one is doing this, and why, like, surely I'm not the only person who has figured out how to do this. Like, it doesn't make sense in the online space to have, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers in some cases, and you have this huge platform, but you're not making any money. And there are I'm so tired. I tell people this. I am so over this millennial entrepreneurship model where they build a brand and they're broke and they work at Target. Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, why are you building a brand with hundreds of thousands of followers, but you have a part-time job? Like, because if any of us had an email list of 5,000, 10,000 people, you're pretty much good. Like, you can at least like take care of your bills to where it becomes a full-time job for you. And so that's what I'm trying to do, like really helping influencers understand that they can they can monetize themselves. They can monetize a skill that they already have. Some of them, they can write books, or they can, you know, do makeup for a living, or they can do what I did, and essentially I just monetize the skill that I had. And then for other entrepreneurs who already have a product, now it's time for you to build a platform. So the formula really is product plus platform is what makes sense. You can't have one without the other and think that, you know, you're going to be this life-changing brand in the online world.
Yeah, I like that. What are your thoughts on subscribers versus email list? Is subscribers just as powerful?
Depending, it really depends. I think they can be powerful if you are a content creator. For example, singers who are in the online space, they have a lot of subscribers, but they don't have an email list generally. Like, you don't need an email list. So you might have 1 million subscribers as a singer. Right. It may not make sense for you to have an email list. I think it does. But for them, you know, in order for them to be relevant in their industry, subscribers probably makes more sense. For most of us, who, you know, have a full-on business where we're driving traffic and we're kind of using a 360 marketing strategy, then I would say don't focus on your YouTube subscribers, focus on your YouTube views, and make sure that those viewers get transferred into your sales funnel via the email list.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. So that would make sense for people to have little subscribers, a lot of views, but still blow up because you're using the platform as a mechanism for traffic. Exactly.
And I have a client who went through a couple of my programs, and she doesn't have a lot of subscribers. I think at the time when she said this, she had less than 100 subscribers, you know, on her channel, but her view count increased by 200%. Therefore, her income increased as well. So she's now able to pull in those, you know, 5-figure months on a regular basis. It's views that matter, right? Pulling people into what you're doing outside of just YouTube. We're just using YouTube as a tool.
Yeah. You can't manufacture views, can you? I'm sure there's Fiverr stuff out there that people try to...
Yeah, there are, but those aren't the ones that you want, right? Because views, you want targeted views who are actually going to get on your email list. You don't just want views for the sake of having views.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So last question. Based on your experience, should people use YouTube as a primary traffic source? And then taper off and venture into like other ones like Facebook ads or Instagram? Or do you think they should have a healthy balance but place YouTube in a very high position of that traffic generation system?
Well, it really depends on time and money. Like, if you have a lot of money, then I would say focus on Facebook ads, right? If you don't have a lot of money but have a lot of time, then focus on YouTube videos and really kind of building that up, because it's free. And, you know, you're creating content that people want to see, and you can use the other free platforms. You know, you can post it on Facebook, post it on social media, and start to get traffic and traction that way, because people are going to be searching for what you're doing inside of Google anyway. So if you can get your business in front of them, then that's awesome. But generally people will only have time or money and not both. Yeah,
actually that brings up, well, one more question, sorry. There's a lot of those explainer videos that get psycho, they just switch the name. Are you a fan of that, or do you think the person, like, you know, video is better than the explainer videos?
I think it honestly depends on the industry, but I would prefer the person, and it's because we're just moving into a space where you want to get to know who you're working with. Like, who are you paying, right? Like, where's my money going? I want to know that you personally can help me. Explainer videos, I think, can work so well. If you can get them into your funnel and start to build a relationship that way, then I think that they're going to work better if they go through the entire cycle. Whereas if I can send somebody through a video funnel, they can get to know me very well in an hour and then want to sign up with me right away. Explainer videos take a little bit of time to kind of work through. And I just think, you know, it's not Walmart, right? Or we don't want to be Walmart is what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to be a Walmart brand where, you know, people just walk in, they pick whatever the cheapest thing off the shelf is and then go. You know, you want to kind of be a standout. And in order to be a standout, like, you have to be the face of your brand. You got to get on camera.
Yeah. And it's all about the funnel. I'm hearing you say your sales funnel a lot. So it's all about the funnel.
It is. It is. There has to be something in place, right? Even if you're only using videos, there is a funnel. There's a path to profit. How are people going to end up working with you? How do they go from being a stranger to a client or a customer?
Right. And video is probably the fastest way for them to familiarize themselves.
Fastest way. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's next for you?
What is next for me? Let's see. Well, I'm finishing up my doctorate right now, so yeah, so that's going to be done. Hopefully, I'm in the process of getting it edited right now. My dissertation. So,
wow. What are you? In what field?
It is in leadership, actually. And so I studied successful female entrepreneurs. And their perception of success as it related to receiving mentorship or some sort of coaching. So I was just trying to prove that the mentorship model works in the online space. And I was able to do that. So that's good. So once that research is good, then we'll get that published and we'll just keep moving. But we are, yeah.
That's huge.
It is huge. I think it'll be huge. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to share the research with people because for the coaching industry in particular, it's going to, it can be life-changing. I mean, for me, like what I learned in the research, I've even adjusted my own coaching model based on what I found, right? So,
good.
So it should, yeah. So it's going to be, I'm excited to produce that. And I think it's going to be really cool.
That's impressive. Yeah, that's actually quite impressive.
Thanks.
That takes a lot of time. And then you're writing.
Oh, God, yeah.
That takes a lot of time too. Oh, cool. Where can they find your product that you currently have? And then whatever you're going to launch in the future.
Sure. So they can go to just tracytimberlakeonline.com and all of my stuff is there. And you can find me on social media. I'm really active. I love it. It's all I want to do is like make videos and be on Facebook. Right. That's all I want to do is just be on Facebook and make videos and that's it. So they can find me Tracy Timberlake everywhere. That's what I do.
Cool. What you're awesome.
Thank you.
A lot of information.
Good. I hope it was helpful.
Yeah, it was definitely helpful. Good. I think there were a couple of nuggets there that I was completely clueless of. Yeah. Good. I no idea. So I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to stop this thing, but I do have one more question after.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
for everybody that's watching, go
Bye,
find her. Cool. Okay. Thanks. And live broadcast.